Welcome to Hannity, and we're broadcasting from Trump Tower in New York City, where yesterday billionaire business mogul Donald Trump announced that he is running for president of the United States. He will be our guest for the full hour. But first, here's how all of this went down right here yesterday.
Our country needs a truly great leader. And we need a truly great leader now. We need a leader that wrote The Art of the Deal. We need a leader that can bring back our jobs, can bring back our manufacturing, can bring back our military, can take care of our vets. Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
Joining us now for the full hour is 2016 GOP presidential candidate Donald Trump. Mr. Trump, here we are at Trump Tower. Big day yesterday.
It's been a great building. It's been a lucky building for me, so let's see what happens, Sean. Great to have you.
You started out yesterday saying our country is in serious trouble. I agree with you. How bad do you think it really is?
Well, on every front. If you look militarily, they're laughing at us. This couldn't have happened. Can you imagine General MacArthur or any of our great generals putting up with what we're putting up with ISIS? They're just scoffing at us. They're laughing at us. They're taking our military equipment. We give it to our so-called people that we're helping, and they run and they flee. So the other day we lost 2,300 Humvees. That's impossible. 2,300. So our country is in unbelievably bad shape, economically, trade-wise, militarily. Our nuclear weapons, they don't even know if they work. Now, you don't want to use nuclear weapons, but I watched reports and I read reports. They don't even know if the phone system, the wires are 40 years old. They don't even know if the phone system works on nuclear weapons. What we're doing, we're becoming like a third world country. So we need help. And, you know, I've been telling you, and I've been saying it to everybody, politicians are never going to bring us to the promised land. They're all talk and no action.
You said that
Nothing
yesterday.
Gets done.
All talk, no action. They'll never fix the country. They're not the solution. They're the problem. You said all of this. Is there anybody that is running? You're running as a Republican. You'll be competing against them. Is there anybody that impresses you? I think some of the Republican governors have done good jobs. They have taken deficits to surpluses. Unemployment rates high, down to low. They've created jobs. Nobody impresses you?
Well, a couple of the governors and a couple got a little bit lucky with the fracking. You know, all of a sudden they have oil, which they didn't have. So that's sort of a little bit of a artificial inducement. I don't want to be nasty to people in my own party. I don't want to really get into that. There are a lot of people that are running that should not be running. You know that, and I know that. I know this. I built an unbelievable company, international, all over the world, released my financials yesterday. And I'm not bragging about financials. I don't want the last person that actually wants to do that is me. But I released about $9 billion of the finest real estate in the world with very little, almost no debt. A great, great company. Again, all over the world. I deal with people all over the world. I beat China in so many different things. I beat people. I win.
How did you beat China?
Well, let me just explain first. So this is the mindset that our country needs. We have people that don't have a clue. We have a president that doesn't have absolutely, I mean, he's possibly incompetent when it certainly comes to running something, namely a country. And you look at what's going on. You look at how China is beating us so badly in trade. You look at how Mexico, what they're doing to us on the border, what they're doing to us in trade, the way they're taking all of the car companies and they're all going to Mexico and they make cars and they send them into this country. Well, Mexican workers are the ones doing the work, and yet we're buying the cars in this country. No tax, no nothing.
And Detroit has lost half its population.
And Detroit is totally
bulldozing
dying.
Neighborhoods.
Detroit is dying. Yeah. And you just say, why is this good? Where is it good? They don't have a clue, Sean. So I love my company. I love my family. They're all saying, Dad, you know, your whole life is going to change. I love my life. I love what I do. And you have to love what you do to do it well. But the fact is that for me, it was time. I cannot stand by and watch the gross incompetence of running something like our country's not going to be here. We're not going to have a country. You take a look at the southern border. We have guards standing there. We have border patrol. People are walking right in front of them into the country. And believe me, and I'm all for. I love Mexican people. I have great friends from Mexico. They can't even believe what is going on and what they get away
You said
with.
Mexico's not our friend. You said you would build a fence. Nobody could build a better fence than Donald Trump.
A wall.
A wall. And you said that basically we become the dumping ground for the world, that they're sending people here that we don't want. Some people got critical of that. It's not about...
A little bit critical. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm saying this.
You're talking about illegal immigration.
Hey, if I were doing Mexico, I'd be sending the killers, the drug dealers, the rapists. I'd send them here. Why not? Why do they want them? Now, it's not only coming from Mexico, by the way. It's coming from all over South America, Latin America, probably coming from the Middle East. Who knows? I mean, why don't they just come right through the border? We do nothing. So I meet some Border Patrol people about 2 weeks ago, and I say, how bad is it? They say, Mr. Trump, you have no idea the kind of people that are coming.
I've been down there 10 times.
Oh, it's
I've
brutal.
seen it up close and personal.
Now, it makes sense. Mexico's not going to say, you, Sean, and you go over. They don't want that. They want to keep their people. Look, what's happening to our country, and you use the term, I use the term, we're becoming a dumping ground for the rest of the world, not just Mexico, for the rest of the world. It's got to stop.
Let me ask about the concept of being presidential, transitioning from somebody that basically you say jump and anybody working for you will say how high and they will do it immediately and you're able to get things done. You know, the wheels of Washington grind
I know them
ever
very
so
well.
slowly.
Correct.
How do you make that transition?
Well, it's a transition that, believe it or not, I've been in for many years, because when I do things, even building this building, it was supposed to be a 13-story building. It's 68 stories. That was New York City politics at its height, at its most sophisticated. All over the world, I deal with governments. In this country, I deal with governments. I mean, you can sit up on my office. Governors are calling me. Senators are calling me. They want my support. They want everything. I've been in politics all my life. The system can work. Our system is broken. We have a president that doesn't talk to even his own party. You know, he doesn't talk even to the Democrats. I know the Democrats.
That's scary, right?
I know the Republicans. He's not talking to anybody. So then he'll write an executive order because he can't get people to do what he wants them to do. So he writes out an executive order. We really do have a broken system. I have worked in the system for many years, and I've been very successful at it.
All right. Do you need to? You're such a big, dynamic personality. I would watch you walk through this building. There are crowds. I've been on the streets of New York with you, Donald. Everybody's calling your name. You get into Twitter fights with Rosie O'Donnell. Would that change in this environment?
Oh,
in other
course
words,
it would. I mean, look, when I fight somebody, Rosie's a bully,
yeah,
and she bullies people, but she didn't bully me. In fact,
Right.
I was very proud. She said actually
It was more fun
that
for
was
you.
a big mistake that she made when she took me on. The fact is that China is a bully to us, and they come out with statements, no, it's fair trade. It's not fair trade. They send their stuff here, we send over there, we pay tax, and we pay tariffs, and we pay all sorts of things. It's not fair. What they do to their currency and manipulation makes it impossible for our companies to compete. What's going on with China, what's going on with Japan, what's going on with Mexico, what's going on with every country. I'll give you an example. Saudi Arabia makes $1 billion a day. We're protecting them. Why aren't they taking care of us? Why aren't they? And you mark my words. You know, I predicted the Iraq war better than anybody. I said in 2004, check it out, Reuters, don't do it, you'll destabilize the Middle East, and the bad guys will take over the oil, including Iran. Okay?
there were bad guys there, in fairness, too.
No, the bad
They're all
guys,
bad.
they were bad anyway.
Yeah.
But ISIS took over the oil, and so did, by the way, so did Iran. I mean, Iran now is meeting with Iraq to merge.
Yeah.
You see what's happening. We
It's
spend
very
$2 trillion, thousands of lives, wounded warriors, and now Iraq is over in Iran trying to work out some kind of a merger. It was a terrible thing. Once we did it, however, we should have stayed there at least. I mean, the mistake that Obama made was really just getting out. But I will say this. We are a whipping post. We are a laughing stock as a country. We're not respected anymore. And that's why I decided to run for president, because I don't want to take it
You're a
anymore.
Republican. Let's say you didn't win the nomination. You wouldn't go third party. You'd support the eventual nominee.
Well, so many people want me to go third party. No, my inclination would
You
never
want to be a
to go.
Republican.
I would
You would
much
support the
rather be-
Republican.
I'm a conservative Republican.
But you're in this to win.
I'm in this to win.
Is Donald Trump in any way going to be any different on a campaign trail, knowing, look, you saw the New York Daily News today. They want to take you down Meaning
the
there
good
are
news
people.
about the New
There
York,
are
it's a
people.
failing newspaper. You know, they're
Oh, it's
trying
being
to sell
sold,
it.
right.
Nobody wants to buy it. It loses like 25, 30 million a year. I love that stuff. I love seeing bad newspapers fail. And that's a bad newspaper. I like to see good. Look, New York Post was fantastic. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Daily
Totally.
News, they want to sell, so they do a caricature. But the Daily News is such a failing enterprise. I love seeing it. I love it.
All right.